Conception describes the process by which a sperm fertilizes an egg cell and a baby is formed. The sperm and egg cell both contain genetic material or DNA. This means that the pregnancy inherits DNA from both the man and the woman, and it's the reason that a baby inherits features from both of its parents. In this video, we'll look at how babies are made, starting with conception and ending with birth. The video is broken into chapters, so we'll look at each of the important steps in making a baby. We'll also look at why this process doesn't always work and what the reasons behind that might be. Let's get started. If you're new here, welcome to BioSmash. I'm Jo. I'm a science teacher and a clinical scientist. Let's start by looking at the role of sperm cells. As you probably know, sperm cells are created by the male reproductive system. They are formed in the testicles, and a tube called the sperm duct carries the sperm from the testicles to the top of the penis. This tube is also known as the vas deferens, and I've drawn some red arrows to show the sperm travelling up the tube. When a man has sexual intercourse, the sperm are released from the penis into the female reproductive system. This process is known as ejaculation. In this next section of the video, we'll look at what happens during fertilization. Egg cells are produced by the female reproductive system. The eggs develop in the two ovaries. When a baby girl is born, she already has immature eggs in her ovaries. Once she reaches puberty, each month one of these eggs matures in the ovary. The mature egg is released from the ovary into the female reproductive system. This process is called ovulation. If the woman has had sexual intercourse and there are sperm cells inside her reproductive system, the mature egg that's released may meet these sperm cells and be fertilized. This process is called fertilization. If you want to know more about this process, check out this video, which I'll link below. When a couple are trying to conceive a pregnancy, it's important that they time sexual intercourse so that it happens around the time that the woman is ovulating. In most women, ovulation happens about 14 days after the woman has started her period. However, this can vary from month to month and between women. If there are sperm cells inside the female reproductive system around the time of ovulation, a baby may be conceived. Sperm cells can survive for a few days inside the human reproductive system, so fertilization is more likely to happen if the couple have sexual intercourse on the day of ovulation or one of the days surrounding this. As we move further from the day of ovulation, the chances of conception occurring get smaller. Some people avoid having sexual intercourse around the time of ovulation to reduce the chances of having an unwanted pregnancy. However, because sometimes ovulation may happen slightly earlier than expected or slightly later, it's not always easy to time it correctly, and it is not recommended to rely on timing alone to prevent unwanted pregnancies. I really hope you're finding this video helpful. If you are, then please do click subscribe. It will help you to find my other videos. Now we understand what happens when a pregnancy is created, let's look at what happens next. If fertilization does happen, a sperm cell will enter the egg cell, and the nucleus of the sperm cell and egg cell will join. The fertilized egg cell is called a zygote. It has a single nucleus which contains DNA from both the parents. This single cell then divides into two identical cells, and these two cells divide again so that we have 4 cells, and then 8 cells, and then 16 cells. Eventually, we have a large ball of cells called an embryo. This little ball of cells implants into the wall of the uterus and starts to grow into a baby. And at some point, the cells in the embryo start to specialise and take on particular jobs, such as becoming a muscle cell or a nerve cell. If you want to know more about this process, check out this video, which I'll link below. The baby starts to take shape, and it's now called a fetus. As you can see, over time, the baby looks more and more like a human until it's finally ready to be born. This usually happens 9 months after conception, and you can tell the baby is ready to be born because it positions itself upside down. A series of processes happen inside the woman's body that cause her to go into labour. She starts to experience contractions, which means the muscles of the womb are shortening or squeezing to get ready to squeeze the baby out of her body. And soon after, the baby is born. By the way, if you're finding this helpful, I'd love to hear from you, particularly if you've got any ideas I could cover in future videos. Now that we understand the stages involved in creating a pregnancy, let's look at some of the reasons why some couples struggle to conceive. When scientists examine sperm under the microscope, they see that not all sperm are perfect. Some of them are shaped unusually, and some of them do not swim in the correct way. If a couple are struggling to conceive a pregnancy, the doctors may suggest that the man has a semen analysis to examine his sperm cells. In some cases, this analysis reveals a reason why the couple are struggling to conceive a pregnancy. For example, if the man has a low sperm count. Testosterone is a hormone that's needed to make sperm. Some men have lower testosterone levels than usual, which can cause fertility problems. Sometimes a semen analysis may detect that there are no sperm cells within a semen sample. The man may then undergo further investigations to try to find the cause of this. In some baby boys, the sperm duct doesn't develop properly. This is called congenital absence of the vas deferens. Men with this condition are unable to have a child naturally because the sperm cannot travel from the testicle to the penis. However, they may be able to have their own biological children if they undergo surgery to remove the sperm from the testicles. Men may also have reduced fertility if there has been damage to their testicles. This could happen due to an infection, cancer, surgery, or an accident. Finally, taking certain drugs can also affect the quality and number of sperm. A couple could also struggle to conceive due to factors affecting the woman. Some women experience problems ovulating. This could be caused by a range of factors, including having polycystic ovary syndrome, problems with the thyroid gland, or premature ovarian failure, which can sometimes happen because of genetic factors. Some women struggle to conceive because of physical problems with their reproductive system. Finally, taking certain medications and drugs can also affect fertility in women. Sadly, many people have experienced a pregnancy loss. In this part of the video, we'll look at some of the reasons why that might happen. As you're probably aware, not all conceptions result in a baby being born. In some cases, the developing baby dies. This could happen for a range of different reasons. Sometimes this happens because of an issue with an egg or sperm cell. Sometimes an egg or sperm cell is made that contains an unusual amount of genetic material. There may be more than expected or less. If fertilization occurs involving such an egg or sperm cell, then the pregnancy will have an unusual amount of genetic material. In many cases, the embryo is not able to survive with this proportion of genetic material and the embryo dies. This may happen before the woman even knows that she's pregnant, or the woman may experience a miscarriage. Either way, it was nobody's fault that the pregnancy was lost, and there was nothing that could be done to stop this happening. It's important to understand that not all pregnancies with an unbalanced amount of genetic material will end. In some cases, if a pregnancy has an unusual amount of genetic material, this can lead to a child being born with problems. These problems could include medical problems or learning difficulties. For example, children with Down syndrome are born with an extra copy of chromosome 21. Having an extra copy of chromosome 21 can cause a range of features, including hearing problems, heart problems, and learning difficulties. And sadly, some pregnancies with Down syndrome end in miscarriage because the problems caused by the extra copy of chromosome 21 were too big. Pregnancy losses are actually very common, particularly as many occur before the woman knows that she's pregnant. However, if a woman experiences several miscarriages, it may be helpful for her to speak to her medical team to find out if she and her partner should undergo some further investigations. In some cases, this may help someone to understand their situation better and the options available to them. For example, some people choose to pursue IVF. If you would like to know more about this process, check out this video, which is linked below. I hope you found this video helpful. If you're watching because you're hoping to conceive a pregnancy, then I wish you all the best with your journey. You might find it helpful to watch one of these videos next. Otherwise, YouTube thinks that you might find this one helpful. I hope to see you again soon.